from Covideo. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Keith. So last time we had an IA Live, we really dived into importing leads and sending those workflows, those campaigns. Today, we're going to kind of switch gears and we're going to go more into that one-on-one communication and how we can utilize those videos. So Margaret, go ahead and tell us, why should we use video?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I'm going to do just a quick introduction for myself, too. My name is Margaret Henney. I'm the Director of Marketing at Covideo. I'm also a video strategist there. So it's my job to coach schools and companies and organizations on using personalized video to help them start more conversations and build better connections. So that's why I'm here today, and hopefully give you some tips about that and why video is so important. So first of all, I think video is something that, for better or for worse, was pushed on us a little bit during the pandemic in 2020. Now, it's something that was already trending upward, certainly on social media, among students, the people that you guys are always trying to reach. But then that got an even larger jolt for people when we weren't able to be right next to one another. So that trend was accelerated during that time. We saw some schools really take to that and say, great, I've got another tool in my tool belt to use here. Others have dragged their feet a little bit because, it can be uncomfortable to try new things, but hopefully what we're going to go over today will clear any of those worries away and get you excited about it. So, some of the main things here, I'll share a couple stats without getting too boring. But we know that for communication, only 7% of that is verbal. So what you're actually saying, the words, whereas 38% is vocal, 55% is nonverbal. And the reason I remind you about that is because all of those things like tone, inflection, body language, that enthusiasm and that passion that you have for your school, that's so much more difficult to get through to people when you're just using a plain text chat or message with people. Now, of course, that's never going to go away, but when we can inject that with some personality and some life and be so much more engaging, we want to be able to use all of those tools at our disposal. We also know that video on internet traffic has just skyrocketed. I believe it's around 82% of all internet traffic right now is video. We also know that it's more memorable. Viewers retain 95% of a message when it's through video versus just 10% through text. And that's really important when we're trying to stand out, make connections, and also differentiate ourselves from other schools and from the competition as well. So we want to be memorable. And then we also know that video can help increase things like your click-through rates around 200% actually, which is really, really impressive when we're looking at our standard emails and what people are seeing. And then one of the big ones here, teenagers watch an average of, I believe it's 68 videos every day, which I don't know how they have time to do anything else, but somehow they do it, whether it's through TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is. We know that video is where they're living. So it brings me to a couple of my points here. We want to meet students where they are and speak their quote unquote preferred language, which we know is video. So the more we can do that, the better. The other thing that we like to do is called lift the veil. Oftentimes we are hidden behind emails, just those plain text emails, and you and your teams are on the front line making that first impression. So we want to get you guys front and center in front of prospective students as well as their families and any other decision makers, so that they're feeling that connection. You can build trust and rapport, and it helps you spark those conversations and build stronger connections. So that's some of the why behind it to get your wheels turning.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Margaret. And we actually have a great example that Margaret sent over to me just a little bit ago. So you can kind of see what we're aiming for with this video integration here. So we're going to play this quick video here for you.
Hey there, Derek. Margaret here with Covideo University. Hey, I wanted to just let you know that we received your application, read through it, and was super impressed. In fact, I think you're going to be an excellent candidate for our fellowship program, so I hope you'll check it out. I included a link below here that takes you back and tells you a little bit more about that. Also, we'd love to invite you to campus to take a tour, attend a game. Let me know when a great time is for you to come and visit us. And we'd love to welcome you, set you up with any professors or departments that you're particularly interested in as well. So thanks again for applying. We're so excited about this journey and hope to welcome you to Covideo University as a future Golden Retriever. Talk soon.
I don't know about you all, but I would definitely join Covideo University after watching that video. I want to just talk with Margaret all the time. So that is you're welcome. And that is a great example of how you all can use it. You can see it short, sweet, to the point. And now we're going to show you how easy it is just to integrate it within conversations and Element.
Zach, do you care if I jump in real quick on something here?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Great. I just wanted to reiterate a point for you guys, because I know you're probably already using video in some capacity, right? Probably marketing videos that are those really sexy, sleek, nice ones that definitely cost a lot of money. They take a lot of time to make. They have their place. This is not something that replaces those videos that are on your website or, all that sort of thing. This is very specific one-on-one personal communication. And that's why we wanted to show you this example. You'll notice I even took it a step further. I wrote this student's name. Derek's actually my boyfriend, but whatever. So I wrote the student's name on a whiteboard so they could see right away, hey, I made this video just for you. I'm referencing their application, their interests, and I'm giving them a really clear next step about what they want to do. So I'm trying to move them down that funnel there from not just application, but then getting them to commit and come on campus.
Definitely. And as most of you all know, it's really easy to see all that information that Margaret was just highlighting within Element itself. So here we are on the Element screen. And before I go too far into the conversation, some of you may be like, my Element screen doesn't look like this anymore. I just wanted to highlight really quickly, we did release the ability to switch back and forth between our new Bolt UI navigation that will be coming, and we'll be fully transitioning to that here within the next couple of months. But if you want to go ahead and start to dip your toes into it, you can go ahead and do this. So if you hit your circle icon in the top right corner, you can see that there's a toggle here. So some of you may be on the old navigation, which looks like this and very familiar. But if you just go up to your top circle here and then switch that new Bolt UI navigation, you'll see everything kind of switches to the top and some categories, and it's a little bit easier to navigate and makes those things much more simpler for you to get to those modules that you need to. But enough about that. Let's get back onto Covideo. So within conversations themselves, if you're in a conversation, you're like, I would love to send this student a video, you can click on the conversation right here, and you can see I already tested this just to make sure it works. But you see these two new icons here. So we also partnered with Loom. So Loom is just another recording platform that you can use. And then Covideo here. So when you click on this, click here, and I was already logged in. So you can see there's already pre-made videos here that you can go ahead and send and share real quickly. So if you want to have one that's standard for just thanking them for coming to a campus tour, thanking them for submitting a request for information form, however you may want to utilize that, you can do that, or you can easily record a video right away. So just right up here by hitting the record button, you'll hit that, the recorder will pop up, and I know it was giving me a little trouble with Zoom up in the background, so we'll see if it'll work this time. There we are. So you would hit start recording. Let's see if I can do something on the spot really quickly. All right. Hey, Zachary, welcome to Element 451 University. We received your application and you submitted all your documents that you need. We're super excited to continue this journey throughout your application process here at Element 451 University. I'm your recruitment counselor, Zach, as well, and we look forward to chatting with you a little bit later. Stop recording.
Well done, Zach.
Thank you.
Okay.
I may have practiced a little bit. Upload that video. Give it just a bit here to make it all beautiful.
And while that's doing that, actually, guys, I want to jump in too. Zach, you brought up a great point that because you'll have access to your library here, you can use canned or pre-recorded videos. So that's great for frequently asked questions, or if you want to send it to a larger group. Or of course, the personalization that really gives it that little extra something that is super meaningful to students. And you'll notice that Zach just sort of like went with it, right? He just came up with it off the top of his head. You don't need to do a script. You don't need to have beautiful lighting. I oftentimes don't even, for you guys, I did my hair and I did my makeup, but I don't normally. I mean, and it's all about being authentic and being yourselves. So don't stress about it having to be some really perfect polished video. That's not the point.
Yeah, thank you for that, Margaret.
Sure.
So once we have our videos ready, you can pick the one you want to use. So we'll hit like send and share. And this is where you can do those call to actions. So you saw on Margaret's screen here, there was that button right here. So that's what that call to action is referencing. I made a quick one on my Covideo dashboard that I wanted them to do the tour sign up. Obviously, with what I just said, that doesn't make sense, but for the sake of time, we're going to use it. And then you can have these different landing pages here. So, fireworks, celebration, the flag. And then depending, and Margaret can go a little bit more into this, you can have the ability for Covideo to make some different landing pages or give the ability to customize your own. But we're just going to use, we can go into that just a little bit later.
If you flip, oh yeah, okay, I can talk about that more. Go ahead.
Perfect. So we'll do the winter one because it's December 1st, winter's just around the corner, and then you would hit share and it'll pop up here in your conversations tab as always. And then you can go ahead and just send this if you want, or if you want to, you can go ahead and continue to type and add on to that conversation as well. If you want to do maybe like a short description of the video, just in case they don't play it, or kind of make it a little bit more like, please click this video for me, or however you would like to do it.
Yeah, in fact, I recommend, that's a great point, Zach. I recommend that you do include maybe just 1 or 2 sentences. You want to entice them to click on that video, right? Say, hey, here's some more information. I think you might be excited about the opportunities I lay out, or here are your next steps, or I'm sharing great news. Click on the video for more. So you don't need to develop your whole message there. Obviously, you want to drive them towards that video, but just give a little bit of context about what they can expect in the in that video.
Definitely. So we'll hit send there. So we got that going, and then give it just a little bit because I sent it through an email to myself. So I'll wait for, I hear a little buzz from my phone, then I got it. Chat here. And wait for now my Zoom screen to move. There it is. And so here's one from earlier. It looks just like it would, coming from the same sender as it would an Elevent. You can easily, the student can then click on the video, opens it up, and then here's that landing page we clicked. There's the tour sign up. And so all your stuff, and they'll be able to click and play it. And this is easily can be seen on the phone as well. You can send it through the text messages, but can't really share my screen on my phone, but it will be able to be clicked on there as well. So that's the integration piece with Element. And now that you've kind of heard the why video and you've seen the how to, Margaret, do you have some great applications and some examples that we could tell our clients?
Totally, yes. So I'm sure your guys' wheels are probably already spinning a little bit about all the different ways that you can start using it. And really the applications are pretty endless. So don't feel like you're tied to just these ones that I'm going to go over. But personalized intros, that's always a great way to start the conversation and let them know, hey, I'm going to be your primary point of contact. I'm here to answer any questions that you have. It helps develop that personal relationship and also lets them know you're speaking to them personally. Oftentimes, that's part of our message, right? About the individualized attention that they're going to receive at your university or college there. And so why not, put our money where our mouth is right from the beginning. So they're experiencing that from the get-go. So also answering any FAQs, I touched on that before. That's where a library of pre-recorded videos that you've done is really easy to pull up and drop into a message and send that out. So if there's ones where you're like, okay, I don't need to reinvent the wheel every time, but I still want them to connect me with my university and this extra level of personalization, That's a great added touch as well. One of my favorite videos, of course, are congratulations. It's so much fun to make those videos, and you can have a lot of fun with it. Wear your university's, t-shirt, or hold up a banner, or have some swag behind you. You can make it a lot of fun. Now, of course, they're getting a packet from you and lots of other information, but how fun if you could say, Zach, Margaret here with Covideo University. You're going to be getting some in the mail, but I wanted to be the first to let you know that you are going to be a golden retriever. We're so excited to welcome you to campus. Let's talk about next steps. So your team can have a lot of fun with that, and let them know, of course, what's coming next, because it doesn't stop there, right? We want not only to increase in our yield, but to fight that melt as well. And we find that video is really important for that. So you're continuing to engage with students throughout the admissions process, letting them know next steps, and keeping them engaged, whether that's through you or here are things that are coming up on campus. You can record videos with other students, with existing members of the student body, with professors, with advisors, with coaches. I mean, you can get really, really creative in it. Same thing on campus. We do have a mobile app. Now, right now, that would just be through Covideo, but if you save it to your library, it will pop up in your Element library when you go to Covideo as well. So get on campus, have your team go out and use the mobile app somewhere that's really iconic or fun. You can do a walk around of classrooms, of facilities. Hey, we have top of the line. We are big into the sciences and maths here. Look at this new lab that we just added. I think you're going to be really excited about it. So let your imagination run wild. There's tons of different applications there. Zach, are there any that you can think of that maybe I've missed that were on your mind?
Yeah, I think a big one would be possibly like deadlines. So if you have a student who's just there, just needs to like submit their application, or just needs to pay the application fee to meet a deadline, encouraging them through video and not just an email or a text message, I think would really get them to kind of push them a little bit further. And then also for if your school has deposits or anything, just like letting them know, like that is like the really big next step. We really want you to join this university. We think you're a great fit. And all you have to do is just this one thing. Please reach out to me and I can help you submit that deposit. But the best one really is personalized videos for however you may see fit. Because as everyone knows, Element's all about personalization. We don't want it to just seem like it's mass communication to our students. We want it to be personalized to them. And that's where we really see these videos becoming popular, and you all really becoming super creative on how you can introduce this new application that we have.
That's a great point, Zach. Thanks for bringing that up too. I've seen some other schools get really creative with encouraging students to deposit. So it's that message of congratulations, and then letting them know, hey, send us, make your deposit, send us your t-shirt size, and we're going to send you this. So you're going to be an official Tiger, Bulldog, fill in the blank, so they can feel like they're part of the family already, or whatever it is that you do for students once they've deposited. Maybe it's adding them to class of 2025 group on Facebook, so they can start to see other people who are going to be part of their class. I know that's something that I would be like, yeah, who am I going to be going to school with here? That sounds exciting. So you can withhold some of those fun little gifts that we know that they would be excited about until they deposit, to keep them engaged and moving through the process.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And now that you
Oh, I'm sorry, Zach. I keep interrupting you.
No
I was going to say, if you guys have any ideas too, share it in the chat too. If you're like, hey, I'd love to do it for this and this, you guys are going to be the ones who know where some of the great applications are, or where there's a sticking point. I would say that's probably one of my biggest pieces of advice. If there's something that you're really struggling with, say, all right, what can we use to have video in this way? And by the way, of course, I'm a little biased because I work for Covideo and I love it and use it myself. But anything that I'm talking about here, it applies to any type of personalized video. So whether you use us or anyone else, I just want to make sure you guys are starting to use it, because it is so advantageous. We do see schools that are using it. They have faster response times. They're seeing an increase in their yield, a decrease in their melt, more engagement, and more loyalty. So those are all good things.
I agree. And just you talking there made me think of another one. Maybe be posed with your mascot or somewhere on campus to invite them to an event, or if you have a large event that's coming up, just to get those students to be like, hey, this is what you can see and so much more. So even just sitting here, I've already thought of another one. I know everyone on this call already has those wheels spinning of ways that they can implement these personalized videos. But as they think about like the ideas and what to do, your video was amazing that you showed us, just that we showed a little bit ago. What are your like best practices? Because you were so, I mean, I wanted to go to Covideo University. So how can we make sure everyone has that same response to every video that they create?
Yeah, totally. Okay, so happy to share some of my top do's and don'ts. I really want to reiterate for you guys again, it is not about being perfect. In fact, perfectionism, not only is it not real, it's not relatable. So the people that we really relate to are the people that we see ourselves in, and those who are enthusiastic and excited about what they're doing. So let all of that come through. If you make a mistake, you know, barring calling them the wrong name or something like that, just keep going, you know, move on with it. You have people walk behind you, no big deal. You could be like, oh, you know, hey, Zach, Carol wanted to say hi as well. Carol's passing by on her way to lunch. That's totally fine. That gives them a feel for your university and your personality. So don't worry about being perfect. So my one I tell people is don't spend 30 minutes on a 30-second video. Not a good use of your time, right? So get in, get out, get on with your day. And speaking of timing, really, I would say 30 seconds to 1 minute is about the time that you want that video to be. So no longer than that. Now, the one caveat that I would say in there is if you are answering a specific question that they asked, they're like, hey, I want to know the details around X, Y, and Z. You've already gotten their buy-in that they want that message. So you can spend a little bit longer. Don't feel like you've got to be an auctioneer trying to rattle that information out in 30 seconds time. But particularly for personalized intros and next steps, you want to keep it between 30 seconds and about a minute. Don't buy fancy equipment. You don't need a fancy camera. You can use your built-in cameras, which I can see many of you have here today. Same thing for your audio. It uses your internal video and audio on your computer. You don't need fancy lighting or anything like that, right? Leave that to your marketing team who works on those fancy, what I call sexy videos. We can just make the ones that are a little bit more real and raw. Also, I get this question from people and I always think it's funny. They're like, do we have to hire someone? Can you make our videos, Margaret? And I'm like, well, okay, I've had a lot of practice, but it doesn't mean anything coming from me. It means something coming from you and your team. So that's who you want to use. Your team is your absolute best asset. So don't feel like you need to use other people. Use your admissions team, use your professors, use your student body and your mascot and coaches. Anyone who's a part of your community, those are really your best assets. This is kind of a dumb one, but I have to say it anyway. Don't say anything in the video that you wouldn't say in email or on a voicemail, right? So we want to be ourselves. We want to be personal and engaging, but just reminders to your team that, hey, we're going to be professional. We are upholding our school standard and that, you know, we are representing our university. So just a reminder on that. Be authentic, be yourself, say things like go Tigers or, you know, whatever. That sort of thing is really fun, especially if you can say that you went to the school. Inject a little bit of yourself into it. When we are a little bit more vulnerable and bring ourselves to the conversation, that encourages them to do the same. So you'll get that kind of tit for tat in a good way. Let's see what else. Oh, keep them short, talked about that. Oh, personalize. Of course, whenever you're trying to do something personal, say their name, where they're from, something that you saw in their application, hold up that sign or something special that lets them know, because if you're gonna take the time to make that video, you might as well go all the way, right? And make it personalized for them. The more personalization, the better, I would say. Think about aesthetics, but not too much. So like I said, don't worry about it being a beautiful, perfect video, but I try to center myself, and most people have gotten used to this by now. So my entire head, neck, and shoulders are framed in the video. It's about eye level. So I'm not, looking at it from the side or down below, or I've got like 4 double chins or, whatever the case. The most appealing view is if you've got it right level on. And then it's so fun to think about all the different stuff you can put behind you, banners or signs or pom-poms or anything, the periodic table, I don't know, whatever it is that appeals to them, makes people excited about coming to your university. I would say, have that behind you. Oh, the other thing that I would let you know too, this is important. If you are going to use video, and I hope that you do, make it a part of your process. I'm talking saying like when X happens, then we send a video, or when Y, then we send a video. And the reason I say that is I'm sure you guys have had experiences where you've added new tools and everyone's excited about it. But if there's not a process or expectations around using that, there's no usage. And that's a real bummer, right? We want to make sure that we're actually implementing these new ideas. So I would come up with a plan. If you're interested, that's something that we can help you with at Covideo too, so that your team is held accountable and is using it and being very consistent about that usage as well. And then the last thing I would say is track your results, right? See what works, what doesn't work. If Tom is getting all kinds of views and responses, but Nancy isn't for some reason, let's dig in and say, what is Tom doing or saying or anything like that, that you can say, let's have the rest of the team start applying those best practices as well, so we can get more engagement. I guess the other thing that I did want to say is, well, I almost said that's my last thing, but I lied, guys. Smile. Now, I always talk about be yourself. I am a very peppy person. Very few people are as peppy as I am. You don't have to be, that's okay, but still smile. Everybody wants to see someone who's excited and happy about what they're promoting. And I'm sure you guys are all passionate about it. So make sure that comes through in your videos. Whew.
Awesome. Thank you.
That was a lot.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. Hey, that's what we need. Cause like I said, you're the best at it already. So we want to know.
I don't know about that, but I've had a lot of practice, so.
Oh gosh, no, I think you are. So now that we've learned kind of about everything with Covideo, kind of what are the next steps? So I did just want to share one more time, and I did not mean to hit not share my screen anymore. I meant to go out of the presentation and go back to Element here. So as you saw, Covideo and Loom are the 2 video platforms that we have integrated with Conversations right here. So Covideo is where Margaret's from, so you can always talk to her about kind of that landing page. Loom is just another service that we have that we'd be happy to kind of explore with you through, live support. You would create an account there as well. So just kind of gonna pass it back over just for the Covideo side, Margaret, kind of what does it take to get kind of that Covideo either subscription or is it payments, and just kind of go into all that fun stuff. And I'll stop sharing my screen in case you want to share anything on your screen.
No, that's okay. I'll just chat you through it. So Covideo is a subscription. So we have both monthly and annual subscriptions available. So you can always start small, or if you're excited, you can dive in with your entire team. It starts for a 1-user account, starts at $49 per user per month. So that's just kind of, if you want more information, of course, you can go to covideo.com. Happy to answer any questions, or if you want to request a demo of what we do. But we try to stay really affordable because we know we're an add-on tool, and we want people to feel empowered to have their whole team use it, because that, of course, is when it's the most effective.
Awesome, thank you. And with that, we have just a chat or a question in the chat. So with that subscription, does that include the mobile app as well? So, it's just they log in, they can record the video, and then it'll be able to be shared within the Element Conversations. Perfect.
Yep, it sure does. Yeah, so that way you can use that mobile app and get mobile on the campus and all that, record those videos, just save it. Any video that you create will automatically be saved to your library. So you'll be able to access that once you dive into Element 451. So whether you're recording those through the app or are on Element, they'll all be saved in there. The nice thing is it's totally unlimited storage. So you never have to delete any video videos out of there to make more space or anything like that, which is important because, we want to make sure that if you send a student or someone a video in the past and they go back and watch it 1, 2, 3, 4 months later, they're still able to view that. So don't delete videos. I don't recommend it because you want them to be able to see that. And of course, share it and rewatch it and all that good stuff.
Right, exactly. And just to alliterate a little bit more is when you log into that on Conversations, it'll keep you logged in as long as you're logged in on Element. So if you record on your phone, then you'll just go to your Conversations, hit that Covideo icon, and you'll see that new video popped up in your library. So you can easily send it to whoever you need. Or it could be on your phone if you're not near your computer. Element's very mobile friendly, so you could use it through the mobile conversation app as well. And then another question we had was from Fletcher about where can we see these videos right now and use them. So right now, these videos are in the Conversations module. So that icon you saw that was shown, and I will share my screen one more time just to make sure everyone sees it, is where currently you can use Covideo and Loom. So those integrations, so those one-on-one communications within Conversations. As we explore our integration with Covideo, we may see some other applications pop up throughout, our partnership, and we'll definitely keep you updated on that. But as of right now, it is within the Conversations module, both on the profile and then also in the Conversations module as well. So if we go here, all Conversations, you'll see those icons here.
And I know both Element and Covideo would love to hear your feedback since it is a new integration. What works, what doesn't work? Where would you like to see video available to you in other places in Element 451? So we can, keep that going and make sure that it's as accessible to you guys as possible in all the places you want it to be.
Yes, completely. We love hearing your suggestions. So definitely let us know where you could see this be utilized throughout Element. And so I really think.
Oh, I'm sorry, Zach. There was one other thing I wanted to
go ahead.
Just make sure I noted for you. In the example video that you shared of me, you might have noticed it was an Ivy Tech. Ivy Tech is based here in Indianapolis where Covideo is. So we would create a custom landing page for you too. It's one of the other great things. It has your beautiful branding around it. So whether that's an image of your school or your city, your logo, your colors, all that great stuff to remain nice and consistent with that branding. And then of course the ability, I think I mentioned this in the video, to do calls to actions so you can continue to drive them forward, whether that's going back to your website or where they can deposit or get more information or get involved.
Yes, thank you very much. Another question came through the chat. So these be used in the workflow emails? And I can be corrected if I'm wrong, but right now they are through those Conversations. That you can use them, but we will take, I see a lot of people wanting them to be used throughout emails in general, and I will take it to the team and make sure that we can try to implement it in more ways. We just want to get this up and running for you to be used right now. We saw that personalization kind of being used, that one-on-one communication right now in Conversations, and then start to slowly transition over to those mass campaigns using those videos and everything like that.
Yeah, stay tuned. This is when Zach and I talk to our dev teams and say, please, please, please.
Right, exactly. Right. The good thing is there's a couple people on my team on here who I'm sure are already taking notes for me. So we'll be able to, we'll get those up and running as quickly as possible for you all.
Awesome.
All right.
Is it time for questions, Zach?
Yeah, definitely.
If there's any more.
Yeah, so another one popped right back through. Does the conversation have to be started prior to seeing the video option, or is it an option when starting a new conversation? Currently, it is when the conversation's already started, but when we push out the conversation module kind of revamp, you'll be able to do it when you start a conversation.
Something else that I forgot to mention too, that's a really cool feature, is you can enable email notifications. So when your video is viewed, you will get an email sent directly to your inbox that lets you know the name of that video and who's watching it. So that way you can keep tabs on it, see who's involved, and if you want to follow up with them.
Awesome, thank you. It's a great thing to have because everyone loves notifications to see when people are viewing their videos. All the hard work's paying off. What is the timeline for the new conversation module update? So the team is actively working on it and getting everything kind of pristine and ready to go. So make sure to check your email here within just the next couple months of when we're planning on going live with that new conversations module update. All right. Y'all can keep the questions coming. Margaret and I are ready for them.
Fire away, guys.
Michelle said, where will you be able to track which videos are working?
That's a great question, Michelle. So I think as we continue to expand the integration and there's more things like tracking, eventually that will live in element 451. For now, though, you will be able to find that within Covideo. So you'll be able to see by video how many views it had, how many calls to actions were clicked on. And then we also have reporting, not just for individual videos, their analytics. You can also see overall, how have we done for the last month, week, quarter, whatever that's been.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice for me to know as well.
Yeah. See, learn something new every day.
Exactly. All right, another question. If you have several people using it and contributing to the library, is it a shared library for the team or is it more on per login?
That's a great question. So typically it's going to be per login. So each individual will have their own, and we do that to make sure that it stays organized. So you know which videos are yours. If everyone's logging into the same account, you'll have all sorts of different videos there and be getting all of those notifications that might not be pertinent to you. You might have also noticed that on that example video that I had, it has my contact information because I want my portfolio of students to reach out to me, not anybody else. Now, if for any reason you are working, just as a team and have one shared contact, that might make sense to have. Otherwise, probably going to be best to have your own accounts. In Covideo, so like I said, these are things that we're going to continue to expand upon within element 451. But right now in Covideo, as you have an account, we do have something called the company folder. So if you do want to share that with someone else and you want it to appear in their account, you can use a drop down to go to the company folder where people can say, hey, here's a marketing video that we added for everyone to use, or this video worked great, or I did an FAQ video for everybody to be able to use. You can add that to your account. You would have to switch over to Covideo to do that, which is very easy to do, but just didn't want to confuse you right now. That ability does not live in element 451.
Awesome. Thank you for that clarification. Next question, is there a discount for larger teams?
You better believe it, yes. As you go up in users, your per user price is gonna come down, and that starts at 5 team members. So the price is gonna remain steady from 1 to 4 users, but as you increase in users, you will get a discount for that.
Awesome. Thank you.
And if you want more specific information, like I said, you can either go to our website or hit me up on LinkedIn. By the way, you can find me, Margaret Henney, or search Covideo, connect with me. I'd love to answer any questions that you guys have. And we can get you any answers that you have about that.
Yeah, and just to make it just a little easier for you all, I do have that on our presentation here. So if you want to jot this down, and you all know how to contact the customer success team, live support, we're always there for you as well if you need help kind of getting in contact with Margaret. These have been great questions. Is anyone, I'll give everyone about 2 to 3 minutes to type out any more questions that you may have. Any last minute thoughts from us too, Margaret, that may pop up in our minds?
Yeah. Sure thing. Or any ideas. I love to hear, because another piece of advice I would give you too, I'm sure you guys do this with your team, is you share wins, what's working for you and what's not. When you start using video, it's such a fun thing. I think your team will be really excited about it because it's also something new and different and breaks up the day. If your hand is tired of writing thank you notes, send a video follow-up thank you. I'm sure they'll be excited about that. But it's a great way to share some of those ideas and wins with each other. So make sure that you guys are doing that so that the whole team is benefiting from it.
I completely agree. It's nice to collaborate with videos. You don't want them all to be the same. You want to have some variety in there.
Yeah.
Another question that we have is this currently available in Element, or we have to wait until the conversation module is updated? It is currently available for those already started conversations. What we're waiting on for that update to the conversations module is when you want to go and start the conversation, already having that button there. So pre-existing conversations, yes, you can use it. Just waiting for that one little piece for starting conversations brand new. Another great question.
Mhm.
I feel like I need to turn on like Jeopardy music or something.
I know, right?
We'll get just a couple more minutes here to see if we have any last minute questions. All right. Oh, I think one just popped up.
Mhm. Great question.
Yep, can we send follow-up that would include Margaret's example? So we will be sending out this recording, and I'm sure I can send out Margaret's example in that, as well as some best practices too. So just keep an eye out on your email for the recording of this one, and then we can include that as well.
Yeah. Also want to let you guys know that as a early Christmas gift to you, we're including Covideo's ebook that's all around using personalized video for higher education. We include it not only for admissions, but also advancement and student success. So if you want to share that with any of your other colleagues as well, feel free to, but that's going to be included as part of that follow-up.
Woohoo! Love early gifts. Just a little bit longer to see if anyone's still typing away out there. Maybe like 30 more seconds. And this will seem like the longest 30 seconds of my life, and I'm not actually counting. So we'll just give it just a little bit longer.
Shout out to Rachel Woodworth and Sarah Cathage, I think is how you say your name, because you are the faces I've been seeing the whole time. And I love that you shared your cameras. Thank you for doing that so that Zach and I don't feel so alone on here.
Yes, big shout out. All right, everybody. Well, we will wrap up here. Thank you all so much. Oh, we actually just had one pop up. Maybe Margaret can just do all our messages for us, and we can insert our school's name. Honestly, like, I think so, right? But I don't think she has enough capacity to do all that.
Trust me, Daniel, you get started and it will come real natural. You'll be a pro before you know it. Oh, I see your face too. Yay. Hi, Daniel.
Awesome. Well, thank you all very much for joining. I hope you learned a lot. You got Margaret's information. You know how to reach out to the customer success team in live chat. We hope you all learned everything and anything about personalized videos. Enjoy the rest of your December. Enjoy your holiday break, and we'll be chatting with you all later.
Thanks for letting me join you guys. Happy holidays.
Bye, everybody.